Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Ryder Cup draft. I know we're all anxious to get going, so let's start with a quick intro to our two captains. For Team Europe, we have Brendan Gallagher, a stalwart of the European team. He holds a 2-2 record in this competition, and I know he's excited as anyone to get it going. Next up, for Team USA, we have two-time winner Connor Shalhoub. One of just 3 players to remain undefeated in the tournament, he's a force to be reckoned with and will make a great captain. And now, without any more waiting, on to the draft. Alright guys, welcome to the Ryder Cup draft 2022 part 2. So the captains this year have decided to do a one-hole playoff to decide who gets first pick in the draft. So without further ado, I'd like to hand you over to Connor and Brendan. Alright guys, how are we feeling?
Pretty nervous right now, Eamon, but I think I have the beating on him in this hole. I just want to secure first pick and take it from there.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about who gets first pick. I know I've done the work as captain. I've run through all the scenarios in my head. I think regardless of what happens here, I'm in a pretty good place.
Okay, so there's nothing left for it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's flip the tee.
It's me.
Brendan's first. Let's go. So Brendan, what are we thinking? We're at the 12th here in Glanmire. 2 overhanging trees.
Yeah, very
57 meters. What's the plan? Over or under?
It's a tough question. They're really tough to play. So if I go under, then I might not be able to stop it. Over,
Overs for style points.
I think I'm gonna have to try just nudge it over it, but not play too much. We'll see.
Okay,
As long
well,
as I get on the green, I'll be happy.
best of luck. Just clip the tree. It's worked out great, just left of the green. Great. Connor, same question, over or under?
I think the only way to do this is go over. See, Brendan went over and it's a bit short, so yeah, full swing. Hopefully stick to the green.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. That one's gone very high and it's a bit pulley. Yeah, it's finished up a bit left of the green there, but not bad. So Brendan, what are you thinking after that?
After the tee shots, I would have liked to give myself a putt. I'm hot on the putting recently. The chipping, we'll see, but I'm not too far off the green. I just think, you know, I got a bank on him going up and down. It's weird, you can't ride him out, but if I can make par here, I'd be in a good spot.
Yeah, and what about you, Connor? After that tee shot, how are you feeling?
I've left myself a lot to do. Hope Brendan fucks up. Go for 4.
Sounds good.
Take to the next one.
Okay, let's go. Connor now, lining up his chip. It's not going to get there. He's just left it a bit short. Not bad though. He can still get up and down from there. It's looking like advantage you. What have you got for us?
He's not on the green on 2. I'm just going to try to put it close so I can
Little bump and run.
secure the par. Just a little chip off there. Nothing too high.
It's a great effort. He's knocked it close. That puts the pressure on Connor.
I don't want to go too far.
Connor's looking like a must make. Bit of nonsense going on the green. It's a good effort. Left himself a little pot there, but it's not bad.
Slight left to right.
Slight left to right. Okay. That is tough. That is tough. That's a putter throw. Brendan with the gimme. That's good sportsmanship. Brendan now with 2 putts for the win. Should only need 1 here. We've seen Danny Willett make mistakes from here recently though. 3 foot, 3 putt. It's been done.
Thinking fairly straight. Maybe it's hard left to right, but fairly bang on blue line.
That's a great putt. And with that, let's move on to a quick interview with our 2 captains. Okay, Connor, so we're just back after that video. How are you feeling after losing that playoff? How has it changed your mindset?
Don't think it changes much. As I said, I've gone through all the scenarios. I have my plan. I've got the data, I've got the spreadsheets. So as long as he doesn't,
Well, that's actually my next question: is how much prep have you put in for this? Like, what? Talk us through your research. What were the important factors?
I've definitely probably done too much research and maybe thought about it too much. Um, if you want to know my approach, I've ranked everyone, figured out who I wanted, looked at history, win percentage, and some bit of form. I don't know much about the farm. Haven't seen many people play, but
Of course.
what I'm going to take, what I feel I want to take into account is I want winners on my team. Whatever about golfing ability.
It's a good approach.
If you don't want to win, you're not going to win. That's the way I see it.
Now, next thing I want to talk about is your history with Brendan. Obviously, the first year, a drubbing. Second year, beat him in the foursomes. How do you think your matches will shape up this year?
I think I might be at a slight disadvantage having not played much in the last few months. I don't think I've picked up a club since the last Ryder Cup. But as I said, I feel like I'm undefeated in the Ryder Cup so far. Brendan has a history of kind of letting the occasion get to him at times. So I'm feeling pretty confident. And I know that I've done more research, more preparation in terms of picking the team. So
My last question: you're one of the few players that has remained undefeated. There's only three: yourself, Peter Kenna, Adam Patterson, R.I.P. Adam. Do you think that can remain in this Ryder Cup?
definitely. Not worried about that at all. I think I can definitely win my games, and I think having me as captain, I can help my team win as much as they can and hopefully bring the third Ryder Cup back to America.
That's great. Thank you for the interview, Connor. Okay, so Brendan, obviously, congratulations on your win in that playoff hole.
Thanks, Eamon.
So, how has winning that playoff hole changed your mindset now, knowing that you get the choice?
You know, it's given me confidence, definitely going into it. I don't want to take too much from it. I feel like it was Shalhoub's mistakes more than my game, but I'm definitely happier going into the tournament mentally one up.
That's good. Okay, so past European teams have struggled after getting that first pick. So, how will you learn from their mistakes and change your picks to improve the team?
Well, obviously, I was part of both of those teams, which is unfortunate, but I think it's brought me to where I am. I know what I need to do to win, and I'll tell you, I think a big tactic might be to stay quite loyal to the European players. I think we're hungry for it, need it. We're sick of losing, and this year is going to be our year.
Okay, that's really good. Connor in the past has been a bit of a bogey player for you. It's always been a bit of a struggle. How are you fixed for changing the history on that? Do you think you can really give him a good battle and come out on top?
I do. I think it's a different year this year. It's been 2 years since we played each other last. Well, 2 Ryder Cups since we played each other last. Obviously, I had a poor performance that day, but I don't think he beat me. I think I lost the match. And I'm a lot more confident in my game this year. My putting is 10 times better. Put me on the green, and I'm confident I'll do something with it. I think I'm not going to make it easy for him like I did. I'm not going to give up holes. I'm going to keep consistent, play through. I've been playing a lot more recently, and even from the 1-hole match we had today, he balled it with the 5. I kept it consistent with the par. It's just what I'm going to do. I think the pressure's got into his court to try and keep the record against me, 4-0 record. I don't care. I'm going to beat him. I think I've beaten him this year. Simple as.
Excellent. And finally, how confident are you in a European win this year?
Completely. Fully confident. I'm not going into it with any other mindset. I know that Europe will win it this year.
I like that. Well, best of luck to you, Brendan. Thank you for the interview.
Gentlemen, the time is finally here. The actual draft is upon us. So first off, business. The lads spun the wheel whether we were going to do AB, or the ABBA system of picking. And the wheel spun, and the result was ABBA picking. So it's very different to last year's draft. A lot of changes. A lot of players that would have classically been on the same team could now be on different teams. So it's a bit interesting. Brendan, as you won the 1-hole playoff, you get to choose, are you picking first or second?
I'll pick second.
Okay, well, that's a big call. It's a big call, but that means Connor is first. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get drafting. Connor, into you.
Thank you, Evan. Well, I suppose my first pick, I'm going to go with someone who I've played with in the past, who's a serial winner. He's experienced pitch and putt, experienced golfer. My first pick, I'm going to pick Kevin DeLay.
It's a big call. That is a big call, but it's good. Good. So now, because of the ABBA system, my guy B-Dog is going to have 2 picks.
Alright. My first pick of the Ryder Cup draft, I'm going to pick, I think it's fairly obvious at this point, I'm going to pick my previous captain, person who I think is the most on-form player at the moment. He's played some exceptional golf and pitch and putt recently. Historically in the Ryder Cup, he's had a few stumbles, but the quality of this guy's game, I think he's going to get a win for me this year. It's Stephen O'Sullivan.
Good pick. It's a good pick. And now, again, into you, Brendan, for pick 3.
Pick 3. Earlier on I had an interview with the host Damon, and I told him one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick loyal to the European players. We have a tough run of it so far, but I think, as I said in the interview, we're hungry for it. And my third pick overall is going to be Peter Kenna.
Tiger, you like it?
He's got an exceptional record in the Ryder Cup. I think he'll do it for me again this year.
It's a questionable one, but anyway, into Connor for pick 4.
Right. Okay. I will just need a minute. I've got a lot of stuff to look at, a lot of data to look at. Okay. So, for my second pick, I'm going to go with Mr. Eamon O'Mahony.
Great pick.
He's been my doubles partner for a while now.
Undefeated doubles partner.
Undefeated doubles partner. I just think we've got a good thing going. I think it's basically a guaranteed win in the bag for USA. We're only paired off with the doubles.
It's a big call.
So, yeah.
That's great. And now straight into you again, Connor.
Okay, Jesus. Alright. Shit. Okay, now it gets harder. I think those picks kind of pick themselves to a certain degree. Alright. I'm between a few. I think all I can do is back the data I've put together in the spreadsheets I have. I'm going to go with Mr. Louis Wiseman.
It's a good pick. That is a good pick.
Just looking at he hasn't won a lot of games.
1 win, 3 losses, I
1
believe.
win, 3 losses.
But that doesn't tell the whole story, of course.
I played him last year. Obviously, we all saw, went to the playoff. That was a great game.
Right down to the wire.
Right down to the wire. And I think, yeah, definitely enough for me to pick him next.
Excellent. Okay, so that's
Go Louis.
pick number 5 done. Brendan, we're back to you.
Yeah, so with my third pick of the Ryder Cup,
I'm going to back the data that Shalou said he was going to back and didn't. And going off of his 3 wins and 1 loss so far in the competition, I'm going to have to pick Mr. Kieran Gallagher. As my next pick in the Ryder Cup. I think he's got the quality, he's got the experience, he's got the level-headedness to get me a point in that match for the Ryder Cup. It'll be a tough match against Louis, I know that, but I think Kieran Gallagher will represent Europe very well this year for me.
That will make for a very interesting matchup between Kieran and Louis. I'm excited for that one. Brendan, we're back into you.
My 4th pick for the Ryder Cup this year. This is a tough pick. You know, he's someone who's been putting in a lot of work year round in the Ryder Cup. Historically, he's gone lower down in the table, but from the performances I've seen from him recently, the dedication, the passion he brings to the game, my next pick in the Ryder Cup, I think it's obvious at this point, it's Mr. Donica Wiley.
Yeah, but you could tell who he was talking about from as soon as he talked about the passion, the work rate. It had to be him. He's played the most pitch and putt out of everyone here, I would think. So yeah, that's a great pick. Connor, back into you.
Had
I'm not gonna lie. Didn't expect that. Thought you were on about someone else.
Just after I said it was obvious.
It was obvious to me. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Congratulations, Wiley. Climbing the rankings. Fuck.
This is tense.
Scrambling. That's what happens when you play off the data.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, there's data, but you've had a lot more experience with the players recently. And
Yeah.
how do you think that's given you an advantage?
You know, we'll see on the day. You know, maybe sometimes the raw data is what you should be looking at, but I'm playing with heart, and I think it's heart that'll win Europe the Ryder Cup this year.
And form is such a huge part of that.
Form is such a huge part, and while he's had the form, he's had the heart. Like America, you could say one thing they always had over Europe is it meant to them. They arrived, they were buzzing, they had it going, they were there to play. And Europe were just they were always going in behind after the foursomes. They didn't come off the mark, and you know, I think the way I'm picking, and Wiley especially, is going to add some passion, some spice, and you know, take off. Really, that kind of excitement I think the European camp will need leading up to the Ryder Cup.
And Wiley, one of the few players obviously to have played for both teams, so allegiance is a bit split. He'll have no problem playing for Europe, I would imagine. Anyway, Connor, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm very, very torn from what I should do. Okay. I think. Okay, I think for my next pick, I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go with. Alright, someone who's good pitch and putt player. He has done in the past. He's got a good record. And I think someone who I know can go out and win a game. I'm gonna go with my new teammate, Ray Murphy.
It's a good pick.
So Ray will be playing Wiley. I think I'm okay with
Be an
that.
interesting match. That'll be an interesting match.
Definitely okay with that. And I see now I think I'm really torn because
I think we know what the issue is here.
I know what the people want and what certain people want.
You messed that one up already.
Like you what?
What people want.
Oh, it's from
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Okay. Look. I'm gonna go with Rory. Mr. Rory Kennedy, my next pick. I know Ray and Rory wanted to play each other, big rivalry there, but I think we're all men enough to put that behind us and team up and do a job.
Might we say they didn't just want to play each other, they desperately wanted to beat each other.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to see that dynamic on the team and how Connor handles that. Because obviously you can't have that kind of a rift forming. Can you get them on the same page?
I
playing
know.
good.
Yeah. Do you know, it would have been nice to see them play each other, but it wouldn't have been possible.
At the end of the day, you have a tournament to win.
Yeah.
And that's what
We're
matters.
here to win. And
That's
I think
what matters.
That's 2 winners in my team, which I'm actually delighted to have. So, there you go.
Alright,
Brendan?
you know, I'm gonna go in with it. Stu was a bit confused with his picks there, it took him a while. Talking about winners, I'm gonna go for the player with possibly one of the most winning mentalities in our group, in everything he sets his mind to. He's an All-Ireland athlete. You know, I think some of you know who I'm leading to already. It's gonna be Mr. George Dwyer is my next pick.
Looks good, George. No.
He's going to go up against Rory. You know, as you said, I don't know how Stu's going to handle Ray and Rory coming together on the team. I think they'll work nicely together. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But while all that is going on, Team Europe are going to get in shape. George is going to knuckle down, and I believe he has what it takes to beat Rory in that matchup.
Just quickly, George has been a USA player twice now.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to handle his loyalty? You know, there could be a bit of conflict there.
I understand that. Something I thought about a lot, actually, in my decision. It really... It's tough to pry someone away from a team they're so loyal to, but going back to George's winning mentality, I don't think anything will get in the way of that. He, winning for USA, he did a wonderful job at it, and I think he's going to just keep winning for Team Europe now. He's someone that he is a passionate player, but when it comes down to it, he's a professional at the highest level, you know, for Ireland, and he's going to play for the team, and he's going to go for the win in a professional manner.
It's great. And now, your next pick.
My next pick is someone who hasn't had as much experience in the Ryder Cup as a lot of the other players. And he had a tough matchup last year, but you know, he was coming off an injury. He was potentially concussed in that game. But I think he's someone with a spectacular hole-in-one under his belt, and someone who can really give a good game and bring passion and professionalism again to the game. I think it's my next pick has to be Matthew Gibson.
And let's not forget he's made of money, so
Yeah.
that adds to something too. Not sure what, but Gibbs sponsor us. So Connor, it's into you.
Okay. Not gonna lie, I like the way it's going for me. Kind of surprised by some of your picks, but I think I'm in a good place now. So my next pick, who's going to play Gib, I'm going to pick Mr. Jack Dennehy.
Interesting. So just quickly on that, Jack, obviously undefeated with Peter in the foursomes. They were a dynamic duo. I'm sure Brendan would have liked to have him. Splitting them up, I mean, that's a big move.
I want Jack on my team. I wanted Jack on my team from the start.
I can see it in the data he does.
Yeah. Yeah, he's experience winning. That's the main thing. And I think he has the edge over.
And just quickly, Brendan, would you have liked to have had him, you know, keep that dynamic, powerful duo going?
I mean, it's a tough one. You see, Jackie's a strong player. The partnership between him and Kenna has historically been very
legendary.
good. I don't like drawing attention. You know, the fact maybe they haven't had the most difficult games in the past, and now that doesn't take away from their wins. But I I'm happy to have Kenna free to slot in where I need him. He's a very versatile player. I think he'll suit a lot of people's game playing style. And although Jack and Kenna would be a powerhouse of a pairing, I like the options I have with Kenna now, because I would have had to have him and Jack together. It would have been the smart play, but now I can really look at it and keep it unpredictable for Shalou in the foursomes. There's a lot of pairings that look like they'll be shaping up on Connor's team, and I can do my best to rally against them.
That's great. So Connor, into you again, isn't it?
Yeah, so my last pick between two competitors, two people who I know want to win and will give it all for the team regardless. And I'm finding it really hard to split them. But I think I'm going to have to pick, just based off of hours put in throughout the year. So on that basis, I'm going to pick Adam Gorgia.
Okay. That's an interesting one now, because the last 2 years, Toma has beaten Adam in singles. Is it just the amount of practice that he's put in? You think he's going to have that edge?
Yeah, I know he's good to perform on the day, but I know that he also doesn't really like golf. For pitching.
Well, that's a fair reason. So Brendan,
My final pick, obviously, it's going to be Mr. Tom McCarthy. And I couldn't be happier about it, Evan. I really think he's a winner. As I said, he's won years past. Gorgia, I will give it to him. He's put in the hours throughout the year, and he's got great determination and focus. But I think Toma, on the day, he's a winner. He has what it takes. We've got a big night the night before. He's graduating, I believe. I heard. And honestly, I think that'll only stand to help him. He'll lose him out. It won't get him too bogged down in it, and he'll just sail his way to victory, I believe. That's my take on it.
Okay. Well, I think that just about wraps up the draft. That was really great, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Look, we're just all looking forward to get into it, I think. Yeah, let's go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2022 Ryder Cup Pitch and Putt Draft. You can see the teams there in front of you. We're all really excited to get it going. But just a little bit of housekeeping. The matches are due to take place in Rock Lodge around 1:30 or 2:30. More details on that to follow. But let's also not forget that night we're celebrating October 11th as well as PK's birthday, so it's a huge night. And we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. And we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday the 13th for the Ryder Cup. Yeah, let's go.